Hey, this is Doug Field, along with my co-host Brent Macy, and welcome back to today's final segment of Consumerism Radio. And while we wait for our guests to show up, let's talk a little bit about certification, Brent. You know, we've launched our new certification program, Certified Healthcare Consumerism Specialist. Now we've got our first, testing applicants that have passed the test, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, and I actually, we had talked to everybody about this before. We've taken the test before, and I did not do so well. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. It had been a while since I had taken a 100-question test, but it is very comprehensive. That's what we wanted it to be. We didn't want it to be a cakewalk because we want people to understand kind of all the moving pieces to consumerism, healthcare consumerism, and make sure that they were able to have something that was valuable to them, that they found value in, but also is going to be seen as valuable to the customers and clients that they serve.
Yeah, I mean, and it's for everyone. It's for everyone in the food chain. It's not limited to brokers. It's not limited to sales organizations. It is for TPAs and their organization. It is for consultants, brokers, certainly for the various functions within an employer, whether you're a benefit director or an HR director that has corporate health care and benefit responsibility, corporate wellness director. This certification program is really for all of you. And, it covers the A to Z, and that includes the ACA impact, what is changing role of ACA and how does it impact programs. It includes the future generations of healthcare consumerism, which is in the involvement of communities and community health, and it's all integrated is where it's pointed to. It certainly will address exchanges and what is both the private and public exchange impact on healthcare consumerism, where is healthcare consumerism in that whole spectrum. And as Ron, chairman of our advisory board, and we talk about is that, there's a lot of talk about health insurance reform, and that's exchanges and other aspects of ACA. We want to stay focused on healthcare reform, and that's really healthcare consumerism.
Well, and one of there's another vertical that this consumerism certification goes into as well, and that's for if you're a solution provider out there and you have a call center.
Oh, boy,
and
yeah.
If you have a call center that you have, X number of people receiving calls, whether you're an HSA provider or if you would like to certify all of those people inside of that call center, there is some package pricing for you to do that for your company. So that's going beyond and speaking specifically to the solution provider side, going beyond your frontline people to some of the people that are on the back end of making sure that your organization is seen as credible and certifiable for this healthcare consumerism certification. So
yeah, very important in this changing consumerism world because, whether you're an exchange or whether you're a health plan, et cetera, you've got, even HSA providers, you've got call centers being set up to answer questions, from the consumer population. So, you can take the exam by attending forum. You can come to forum and take the classes, or you'll be able to take it online soon too. So,
and so I think so we're going to have the certification at IHC Forum and Expo May 7th through 9th. So if you haven't signed up, you can sign up online. And joining us right now is the CEO for Keas, Josh Stevens. Josh, how you doing?
Hey, well, good morning.
Good morning, Josh. This is Doug Field. Nice to have you on the program. Give us an update on Keas. What you guys been up to since our last discussion? Appreciate you joining us again.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Go Celtics. Momentum. Year-over-year growth, over 300%. We are executing our strategy for the Fortune 500 to help bring more employers into compliance with the ACA from a health and wellness perspective and engage those employees in a way that's fun and social. We're also seeing success with the 360, 365 platform working with HR systems like PeopleSoft so that we can deeply integrate and make it easy for HR to deploy and maintain engagement of users without having to spend a lot of time themselves on the administration.
Now, Josh, you guys actually had a big announcement last week or the week before on some new clients you brought on, correct?
That's right. We've added Target, Safeway, and a bunch of other customers we included in the release. We're now over 2 million lives covered, and we're very happy about that. We feel that Target and Safeway represent exactly the kinds of companies that need help with health engagement. They've got knowledge workers, they've got service workers, they've got folks in distribution centers and stores, and we don't see a lot of health applications who are solving for all of these dimensions and all these demos. So we feel very pleased and proud to have them as our customers, but we also feel validated that the 360, 365 platform, which is really meant to be used by both the field and by the knowledge workers, is being deployed.
Now, one of the things, Josh, is Doug was actually up at the HERO conference not too long ago and talking about total population health management. What did some of these new customers see in your solution, and maybe see in some of the pain points that they were facing around engagement and population health management that made them, come together with you and you provide their service or your service to them?
Well, we're seeing three trends in the market. The first is the administration of the health engagement benefits has traditionally been really hard. There are a lot of cool products out there in the market, but when you go to a benefits executive or an HR executive or a chief medical officer, these folks don't control the IT resources, and typically HR is getting IT resources cut, not added, in terms of having to do more with less to get benefits into the field. And when I say the field, I mean to all employees.
Right.
So it's increasingly incumbent upon the application and the vendor to make it super easy for benefits execs to deploy technology in a way that's pain-free, that works with IT, that speaks IT, so that IT can say, step in our offices and deploy your application. We'll help you because you're making it easy for us. Make it available on phones, make it work with all the corporate networks, make a single sign-on, have the right security so that no one has to have any speed bumps about getting access to the benefit. And so that's the first thing, is making the benefits administration of health super easy from a technology perspective, making it work for HR, making it work for IT. The second thing we're seeing is a trend towards having to create not just an application or a benefit rollout, but to create a culture of health. To get engagement to stick, there has to be a culture in the company that values it. It's not just about using a website or a mobile app or going and getting a flu shot or your biometrics. How do you really create a culture of health? So all of these things are valued by not only the management, but the line managers, and it's part of the daily fabric of the corporation. So that includes the cafeteria, where healthy choices promoted and incented. It includes the fitness centers. Are those featured and made accessible? It includes incentives and rewards, which we find is another administrative headache, and that's the third trend. Incentives and rewards to administer to employees for doing what they're supposed to do around health has been a real pain point for employers. Now that we have consumerized health and a trend towards higher deductible plans, where the responsibility is on the part of the employee, there is now a need to say, okay, if you do what you need to, if you do what we're asking you to do, we'll give you an incentive. It could be a credit to your HSA or a lower deductible or cash in your paycheck. It might just be recognition. But how do you administer those incentives and rewards? And how do you make it easy for HR? What we've seen in the market is that most companies make it really manual. It's Excel spreadsheets and analysts in HR marrying up data between systems. So at Keas, what we do is we make that an automated workflow and part of the experience of rolling out Keas. Not only can we get everyone onboarded through IT, super easy, give them experience that's fun and social, it's part of a fabric and culture of health, but also make incentives and rewards fulfillment and administration easy for HR as well, so you don't have to take up valuable HR resource time to marry up spreadsheets to see who gets what in their HSA.
Very interesting. And by the way, this is Doug. Congratulations, Josh, on landing your current new customers. You just completed a millennial workforce survey. I'm kind of interested, and I think our audience will be interested. What are some key highlights of that survey?
Well, millennials are really technology trendsetters, and we feel, potentially serve as ambassadors for creating a culture of health in the workplace, so that they really show the examples of how employees can engage in a way in health that just resonates with daily workflows and behaviors. We've seen that millennials are most excited about and currently active in the quantified self movement, almost 1 in 2. Over 1 in 2 are likely to have a body analyzing device that measures weight, body fat, blood pressure, such as a body media or a Fitbit scale, or even some kind of wrist-based pedometer that also can track heart rate. We're seeing 4 in 10 right now use apps and devices to lose weight. We see of those 4 in 10, it skews heavily towards the app side because apps can be cheap or free, and devices are averaging on, we're seeing on the lower end, $30, $40 on up, and that's a little more prohibitive for the mass market. But apps are growing like wildfire, particularly things like Runkeeper, MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
And then nearly one-third believe that genetics and DNA tests are valuable tools to gain a better understanding of their health, to have that full 360 view, as we say, of health, of not just your nutrition, your fitness, and your mind-body stress management, but also your quantified self-data from the devices and also your DNA profiling data to understand what you're at risk for, to get a full picture, a full stereo view.
Now, Josh, we got about a minute left on the program, and kind of, we always love to end the program, kind of give the audience one good takeaway on why do they need to be looking at the Keas solution, and then let them know how they can find you guys.
So we believe that the one key reason employers should be looking at the Keas solution is because we make health fun and social. And as far as we can tell, we're the only ones in the market to do that because our usage and our sustained engagement is the best in the marketplace by an order of magnitude. Our users use our product on average 10 times per user per month. So we've learned if you don't make it fun and you don't make it social, it isn't going to stick. And this has been something that we feel has been lost on most health professionals who are very good clinically, but actually don't understand consumer experience. And it's all about making it fun and social so that consumers will choose to use the product.
Well, Josh, we really appreciate having you on the program, and have a great weekend out there. And to the rest of our audience, we'll see you next Friday for Healthcare Consumerism Radio.
Go Celtics.
Go Celtics.